I began to understand why we are just seen as oppressive, even when we don't see ourselves that way. These are the words spoken by American feminist, anti racism activist, scholar, and speaker Peggy McIntosh. Here, she's referring to the concept of intersectionality, where she's finally realizing why being a Caucasian person is giving her unearned privileges or advantages. Even if we are not intentionally trying to oppress others, unknowingly we are being put in a better position than others simply because we are white, male, or even straight. Now, you might be wondering what the term intersectionality even means because I was wondering that myself. Essentially, it is the combination of all your cultures that confer advantages and disadvantages. To put simply, say I was a white heterosexual male, I would have the most privilege as I have no other social identities which oppress me. So, what exactly are the advantages and disadvantages that my intersectionality comes with? In order to answer this question, I will first begin by stating the intersectionality co-cultures I identify by, and then I will go on to explain the advantages and disadvantages that it comes with. So, what are the co-cultures that I identify by? I identify as a middle class, straight, Christian, able bodied, Thai American, cisgendered male who is currently attending community college in hopes of transferring to a 4-year university. And I fit into the age group called Gen Z. There are several disadvantages that comes with being a Thai American living in the United States. The first one being that I do have to educate my children to be aware of the systemic racism they have to face for their daily protection, physical protection. And this is mainly because of the rise of COVID and Asians being targeted because of it, since they are being blamed for causing it. Especially with Trump referring to the COVID as the China virus. I have seen and heard on several occasions of Asian elderly being targeted and being victims of hate crimes. And it has gotten so bad that even people in my hometown are afraid to leave their homes because of it. And because someone has been terrorizing or was terrorizing our neighborhood. As an Asian American, I am constantly questioned by my friends and family when I tell them I want to pursue sports like basketball or football. And this is mainly because, as an Asian, it is very unlikely that I will grow tall or big enough to compete. On the other hand, many of the of my identities provide me a lot of unearned privileges. As a middle class Asian American male, I have the unfair advantage of being confident that my neighbors in this majority Asian area will be either neutral or pleasant to me. And as a male, I am already given an unfair advantage because I do not have to be afraid to walk down the street alone and um, have to be aware of maybe a dangerous person trying to terrorize or attack me. But as a woman, this is definitely a possibility that I would have to be aware and cautious of. As an Asian American, I have the unearned privilege of being able to support anti racism movements such as BLM without it being seen as self interest or self seeking. I was able to analyze all of my intersectionalities by naming the cultures I identify with and moving on to talk about the advantages and disadvantages it comes with. It is important that we help everyone identify their intersectionality cultures so that they can better understand themselves and what unearned privileges that it comes with. And as a result, it could cause others to be oppressed if we do not do this. With that being said, we should take our first steps towards reducing or stopping